ready for today? Because the weather, a bit of cloud around. Is that something you're hoping there'll be a little bit more of just to help you in the race?
I mean, we hope so, but I think it's pretty hot, right? Just standing here, so yeah. I mean, we do have more clouds than yesterday, but I don't think it's gonna make a big difference today.
Exactly. You're looking forward to this because obviously it's great that you got your teammate by the side of you. You've got Max behind you, all fighting for the championship. This must be something that you thoroughly enjoy once you get off of that line.
Yeah, I mean today's gonna be so tough. The Red Bulls were quicker than us in practice on the long runs, so keeping them at bay today is gonna be a serious challenge. But I love that we have that challenge, and yeah, it's definitely exciting to know we have that balance.
How much are you looking forward to turn one? I think that's something you want to get in the front, but it's not over at turn one because it's still possible around the outside of turn 3 and 4. You've got to be so aware of what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe midfield is possible around the outside of turn 3, but turn 1 is generally over from then on. So it's a long way down to turn 1. It's going to be a serious challenge today. I mean, who knows whether you're going to get a good start. Some days you do, some days you don't. So I hope this is a day that we get a good start.
I'm sure. Silly question, but you must be up for this today.
I'm always up for it.
Great, cool. Good one, Doris. Thanks.
Cheers.
Valtteri. Where's Valtteri? Oh, there you are. Reading your text, are you?
No, just Instagram. Gold. Insta gold.
Right. Second on the grid. Looking forward to this because I think there is such a challenge going down to turn 1 with Lewis on one side and of course with Max at the same time. You must be so excited about it.
Yeah, here is always nice with the start because there's a decent distance, so actually the toe makes quite a big difference, and yeah, a good start really makes a difference, unlike in some places when it's a short run. So especially when you start from second place, that's what you hope for. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and what about the race itself? Obviously the weather, it's going to be hot once again. It's going to be a real test of who can sort of adapt to what's going on underneath them. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, for us, I think again a challenge. We saw that in Silverstone on the second weekend, especially when it was hotter, we had more issues with the tires. Obviously, we've learned a lot since then, and yeah, we know Red Bull, they're pretty good in these conditions. So yeah, it's going to be, we need to be really adaptable, and I think everyone in top 10 starting with the soft tire, there's many options for strategy and stop laps, because I don't think anyone can do one stop here, so it will make things quite interesting.
Enjoy a tough day.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll do.
Well, I'm here down with Max Verstappen. Max, nice little sort of getting together with the team, bit of a photo there. Feeling relaxed this morning?
Always relaxed, so yeah, that's all good. But it's nice and warm as well, so.
Yeah, well, that's obviously something that we've seen you do so well at with the hot temperatures we saw at Silverstone. It's not quite the same thing, is it? You haven't got the choice of tyre that you have.
Yeah, but it's what it is. You know, you can't change it. So we'll just try to do the best we can, and yeah, hopefully we can put a bit of pressure on them.
What are we going to see down into turn one? Are we going to see some sort of really risky moves going on, or are we going to just play it cool?
I don't know at the moment. I hope I could just have a good start, you know, and then see what happens.
Yeah, and what about the race itself? Do you feel good? Because Friday looked very promising, so you must be quite confident.
Yeah, Friday looked very positive. Of course, today is again a different day. You know, the track is a bit different, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like I said before, I just hope that I can be close. Then it can get exciting.
And a few words in your own language.
I hate to do that in my own language.
Just do it in your own language. I want to hear it.
Oké, ik hoop dat het een mooie wedstrijd wordt en ik hoop dat we natuurlijk mee kunnen doen voor de overwinning.
Lovely, brilliant.
I think so.
Perfect. Yeah. Alex, sixth on the grid. Bit of a hot day once again. Seems to be getting used to all these hot weathers that we're having. But how do you feel race? Because this seems to be where you really sort of come alive. Sixth is not a bad place to be.
It is, obviously a bit higher up. It's hard here though to overtake. It's not like the other circuits where you can do something here. There's pretty much turn 1 and turn 10, but turn 10 is got turn 9 and everything like that. So we'll give it a go, and yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but you've made some lovely overtaking moves, sort of, mainly through the whole part of this season so far. So again, you say it's difficult, but there is that opportunity there, maybe going into 4, maybe into 5, so that they do exist.
They do exist. Have to be a bit creative and find ways to do it, but and then as well strategy as well. So there'll be cars on 1 stops, 2 stops. Obviously, we'll try and work on that.
Yeah, and like Max, obviously the race pace looked good. Are you feeling sort of confident that you can actually attack the guys in front, the racing points especially, and maybe get behind your teammate?
Yeah, I mean, last weekend it was more like a tyre issue rather than tyre deck. This race will be more purely tyre deck, so we'll see how that correlates for us. But yeah, we'll be giving it a go.
Right, have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Charles and Sebastian, nice to see you still have quite a relaxed atmosphere between the two of you. Sebastian, racing has always been one of your greatest strengths. Yesterday was a decent day, and today you have the benefit of potentially offsetting your strategy because you're starting 11th. So most likely, if I can say, you're probably going to start in the medium. Are you quite hopeful then for the race?
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be a very tough race. It's very hot the whole week already, and yeah, it's fun. We are starting obviously in 11th. We have free choice of tyre, so without giving too much away, I hope we can use that to our benefit. I think that answers your question. And then we see what we can do. I think it's generally very tight in the midfield in terms of pace, so it's difficult to really make a big difference, but hopefully we can make a small difference that gives us a chance to score some good points.
Charles, Sebastian just said it's very, very hot. Take us through a little bit physically how that is going to be today in the car.
It is going to be very, very difficult physically. I mean, it's very warm, and also Barcelona is not that easy for the neck. But yeah, by that time now we've got used to the neck after 2 Silverstone weekends. But yeah, the warm weather will make it a bit more difficult, especially with this tyre management.
Sebastian, are we going to see you hang your neck out onto the side of the cockpit in turn 3 at some point during the race, or can you hold it all the way?
If you spot it, then don't tell anyone, because I think drivers spot it, when you see other drivers doing it. But yeah, I mean, it should be fine, as Charles said. Obviously, we have a lot of races now in a short amount of time. The best practice you can get for the neck, yourself, is by driving. So it should be okay, but nevertheless, it will be a very, very tough race. So maybe I can't promise anything. I tried to make it without. But if then probably I use it just to have a bit of a rest to be safe at the end of the race.
So you got Sebastian right behind you at the start. It's a bit of a similar situation, but the other way around to Austria. Has there been some discussions internally about, like, for example, if you're behind, you're not allowed to give it a lunge in turn 1 to the inside or anything as such?
No, there have not been any discussions, but this time I'm in front, so it's a bit more safe for Seb. But yeah, I mean, I think I've learned the lesson, and yeah, we didn't have too much problems in the past on the first lap, apart from obviously Austria. So I think we'll be fine.
Okay, etwas auf Deutsch bitte noch, Sebastian.
Ja, also heute ist mit Sicherheit kein einfaches Rennen, das uns bevorsteht. Ich glaube, es wird sehr heiß und sehr anstrengend. Ich freue mich auf jeden Fall und hoffe, dass ja, wir das Gefühl, das gestern im Qualifying ein bisschen besser war, auch ins Rennen bringen können und vielleicht dann ein bisschen mehr Pace haben, um mehr Druck nach vorne auszuüben. Ich bin generell sehr eng, denn das Mittelfeld ist sehr, sehr nah beieinander, aber trotzdem hoffe ich, dass wir heute ein paar gute Punkte mitnehmen können.
Français ou italien?
Qualcosa in italiano, Charles, per i tifosi a casa.
Sì, beh, ieri giornata difficile, nonni, però molto difficile, molto vicini al sesto, dunque oggi credo che abbiamo un passo gara meglio di quello della qualifica, dunque speriamo di avere un'opportunità per andare un po' più avanti nella classifica.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I'm here with Daniel Ricciardo, 13th on the grid. You were doing a little bit of warming up before we came on there. So yeah, give us a little bit of a show. What you normally do. Go on
Just
then.
loosen up the shoulders a little bit.
Yes.
Just getting a few little cracks out of the thoracic.
Okay.
But actually that's pretty much straight after this now. That's what we'll get into, a bit of warming up. And then yeah, the race is still, what, hour and a half away, but comes around quick, so start to loosen up soon.
Yeah, what about your mechanic? Just saw him doing practicing a pit stop. Marks out of 10, what you seen so far?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we're at a 9 at the moment, saving the 10 for the race.
Right, and what about the car for the race? Obviously it's not exactly where you wanted to be after qualifying, but race-wise, that's normally where you sort of come alive, yeah?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit the trend, you know, if we have a poor qualifying, we have a good race and good qualifying, and then it's obviously last week wasn't the way, but I think we'll be okay. It's really going to be dictated on if a one stop's easy or not. You know, I think if a one stop's easy, it's going to be probably just a lot of DRS trains. But I think with the heat and the way the surface is on these tyres, I think you'll probably see a few two stops.
Right. So who do you think you can sort of fight around to sort of get as many points as you can? Who do you think you're really fighting with?
Yeah, I mean, like looking at quality yesterday, Albon in 6th went 2/10ths quicker than what we did in Q2 or whatever, and we were 13th. So I think there's about 8 cars around us that are within a couple tenths. So if that sways one way or another in the race, then you know, anything could be possible up in towards that top kind of 6-7. But yeah, hopefully it sways in our favour and we'll have a good chance.
And what about the start? Because it's always a bit of a difficult one running down. Because you're right in the middle of the pack, effectively. You've got to have your wits around you, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a long run to turn 1. You know, we've had some short runs with Austria and where were we last? Silverstone. But this is a long one where, you know, you get a good slipstream and probably going to be a bit of chaos. But yeah, we'll be ready for it. That's why all this warming up gets my eye in. So yeah, it's an important part for us to make up on the first lap. I think that will be critical to our race today if we can get inside the top 10 early on.
Great. Don't just stresses.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Okay. Esteban,
hello.
Hey, 15th on the grid, not exactly where you needed to be.
No.
Today, it's hot again.
Exactly, hot again. It's going to be tough on tires. It's going to be interesting, you know, on the strategy. You know, we started 14th in Silverstone. We finished 8th. That was a really good race. Obviously, we are looking to go back into the points again from here. It's tougher to overtake here. So, yeah, good start and a good strategy execution is going to be key.
Yeah, and it's good because you seem very positive because obviously the performance you had in Silverstone. This track is a difficult one to overtake though, isn't it? But there are opportunities, obviously turn 1. Is there anywhere else you think you can have a bit of a dig at someone?
Yeah, it's difficult in other places, to be honest, but yeah, it's a long straight, you know, at the start. There's a long way. If you position yourself well, you can probably gain some places. Turn 10 is also a DRS possibility, so you don't know what can happen there. Yeah, it is tougher than Silverstone, that's what I said. So, but yeah, the aim is still the same, get back into those points.
great. We've got a lot of fans out there. Do you want to say something in your own language to them?
Bien sûr, ça n'a pas été la qualif voilà, qu'on a voulu, mais d'où on part, on va pouvoir voilà, essayer des choses, être agressif, il fait très chaud, ça va être difficile pour les pneus, mais voilà, l'important pour nous c'est de revenir dans les points, donc c'est ce qu'on va essayer de faire.
Hi, Lando and Carlos. Carlos, we were just speaking about the heat there. You're going to be sweating like crazy today in the race. I mean, sometimes you lose up to like 4 liters. What have you done now pre-race to prepare for that, to hydrate?
Yeah, no, planning to keep hydrating myself now until the race. Planning also an ice bath now before the race to try and get the body temperature down. And normally I don't use the drinks, but today I've taken the decision to use it. So the combination of those 3 things hopefully will help for today. Not too worried so far this year. I've held on very well to the races, but I think today is going to be a especially tough one. So yeah, a good challenge ahead of us, and all 19 other drivers, I think we're going to be there sweating quite a lot.
Lando, are you doing that too? Jumping full in, whole body into ice bath?
I do sunbathing before I get in. Sunbathing. Well, you have your trainer spraying you some fresh water. Yeah, I have the spray to kind of feel like your body's much cooler.
I used to do that, Tiger Bomb.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, but I don't use the drinks bottle. I never use it, so that's my only thing. Because after 2 laps already, it gets really warm, and then you have a drink and it's really warm water. And it's disgusting. So I don't like that.
It's disgusting. I agree.
But yeah, it's going to be tough. Like Carlos said, I think the temperature probably the hottest race we've ever done. I think similar to Silverstone in some ways, but probably even hotter. So it's going to be tricky for us, tricky for the tires, for the mechanics also. But it should be good. Should be fun.
Okay, I've got a bit more experience than you, so I'm going to allow myself to give you 2 pieces of advice.
Okay.
First of all, tell your team that it's possible to keep it cool quite simply for the duration of the race. And secondly, I highly recommend you start drinking in crazy races like this.
Yeah, in the car.
Absolutely. What about strategy? Is there room to
Good luck.
Room to play around with strategy today between the 2 of you?
I think there is a little bit, depending on what tyres you choose to pick out of the medium, the soft and the hard. I think we don't know how many people are going to choose to go with the hard, but it's a good tyre, it lasts a long time. But then the soft and medium are performing better, but obviously have a much shorter life. So it's there's chances to do both, say medium and hard, but also the soft and medium, and maybe also include the hard. So I think there'll be quite a few different strategies, but that's also where the overtaking is going to happen because it's so difficult to overtake on the track. So yeah, I think all of the overtaking and the strategy is going to be very important here.
Okay, thanks a lot. Carlos, por favor, algo en tu idioma de español.
Bueno, contento por la clasificación de ayer, creo que nos ha puesto en una posición muy buena de cara a mañana. Ahora lo único, intentar hacer una buena salida, meternos en la carrera con los Racing Point y ver qué estrategia podemos hacer. Va a hacer mucho calor, vamos a sufrir dentro del coche, las ruedas van a sufrir, pero aún así creo que podemos hacer una buena carrera y irnos a Spa con buenas sensaciones.
Lando, something in your home language too, please. Just kidding.
Cheers everyone, have a fun race, enjoy it.
Bye bye guys.
Okay, I'm down here at Racing Point. Lance Stroll just having a little bit of a chat with Tom McCulloch. You must be feeling pretty happy. Good qualifying performance, 5th?
Yeah, no, it puts us in a good place going into today. So yeah, long race ahead of us. It's going to be a hot one, but you know, we're in a good position to try and score some good points.
Yeah, and you must be in a good position as well with confidence because your performances have, you know, really started to come together, which is brilliant. And we always know you race very well here in Barcelona. Good opportunity for you maybe to get possibly a podium. Is that what you're aiming at?
Hopefully. I mean, it's a run down to turn 1, and anything can happen. I don't think we can snatch a podium on outright pace. There's definitely going to have to be like a few things that happens in front of us to grab a podium, but anything can happen.
Yeah, so you're going to be then fighting that man there, your teammate. That's what you're going to be aiming at, yeah?
For sure, and not only him, but Alex behind us is going to have good pace. You know, I expect the Ferrari as well. Leclerc to be quick, as they showed in last week in Silverstone. So you know, it's going to be it's going to be a tight battle between a few of us.
Battle hard.
Thanks.
Hey, Sergio, good to see you. How are you feeling? Lovely to see you back in the cockpit. Sunny day, fourth on the grid. Good opportunity, I hope, for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think the race are a lot of question marks, you know, with these hot track temperatures, what kind of a strategy you are able to complete. I think the overtaking is very difficult, so everything will go down to who makes the best out of the strategy.
But you must be confident with that strategy, because generally Racing Point makes some fantastic calls. I'm sure you're hoping for another good one today.
Yeah, exactly. But more than that, it's about the tire life that you can have, the pace, the rhythm, to make the strategy calls a little bit easier.
Yeah. All your fans in Mexico, a few words in your own language.
Sí, estoy contento con la posición de arranque. Creo que tenemos una buena posibilidad el día de hoy de hacer una buena carrera. Espero tener una buena arrancada y desde la curva 1 estar peleando. La estrategia va a ser muy difícil. Tenemos unas temperaturas en pista durísimas, alrededor de 55 grados en pista. Entonces físicamente también la carrera va a ser dura, pero demandante también para las llantas y los autos.
Yeah, another top 10 for you. I think everybody in F1 is really also pleased for you, and to see your body language, your happiness now, that's really cool, making progress. How are you feeling in general?
Yeah, I must say yesterday was a good day. Really happy to make it to Q3, because Friday I didn't feel so great in the car, and yeah, we made some good changes, and yesterday we managed to have a good qualifying, so hopefully we can translate it into a strong race result. But yeah, I'm feeling good in the car, so it should be a good one.
Daniel, you also had a decent day, and you have the benefit of being able to choose free tire choice, so you're probably going to go for the medium. So you're still hopeful for today's race?
I still don't know, to be honest, what exactly the strategy is going to be. I think it's a good place to start the race from. I think today we can fight for a decent position in the race, so I'll give my best.
Yeah, what is most impressive for you with Daniel in his driving or in how he is as a person? What most impressed you?
Well, I mean, he's good fun to work with, so I would say that I'm really enjoying working with him, with the team so far this season. I think we made some really good steps from the start of the year, and you know, he has a lot of experience, so I think we're making some good steps in terms of development. He's also a fast driver, and yeah, so far when I didn't score, he took the opportunities, and the other way around as well, so no, I think it's working pretty well.
What about you, Daniel? Where is it most difficult to beat Pierre? Where is his greatest strength?
In qualifying. In the race it's easier.
Okay, so it should be an easy race today to beat Pierre then.
I'll do my best to be in front of him, yeah, for sure.
Pierre, s'il te plaît, dans ton langage de français.
Ouais, on a une bonne qualité hier, je suis content des steps qu'on a fait, parce que vendredi c'était un peu plus compliqué, j'étais pas trop à l'aise dans la voiture. Et non, c'était vraiment content de faire une autre Q3. Et après pour aujourd'hui, on va voir ce qui est possible en course. Je pense que ça va être compliqué pour tout le monde avec la chaleur. Et j'espère qu'on va pouvoir aller chercher quelques points.
In your language, please. Your language!
In my language. Сегодня гонка будет жаркой, я надеюсь, что мы сможем сильно провести гонку, стартовая позиция хорошая, поэтому постараемся сделать все возможное, чтобы побороться за очки.
Well, I'm down at Alfa Romeo. Kimi Raikkonen in front of me. 14th! Q2! Woo! Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot better than it's been lately, but obviously still we need to keep finding things, improving, and yeah, yesterday I had a good speed. Unfortunately, obviously how bad we've been doing lately, we didn't have softs anymore because we planned it in a different way, and we a bit surprised ourselves, but nevertheless we try today to have a good race.
Yeah, have a bit of fun, because you split the Renault. You can have a little bit of a battle with them, can't you? That would be quite fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows what's going to happen in race, but we'll do our best, and hopefully the car behaves similar way than yesterday, and we can actually have some proper racing there.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's going to be the case sort of all the way down the grid. But for you, of course, for the team, it's just nice if you're going to be able to get to the end. Probably not going to get points, but you never know, do you?
We'll try, hopefully.
You will try, yeah.
Yeah, not as negative as you now, but we'll try.
Right, and this is something you do love to do. You've got a lot of fans around the world, especially in Finland. A few words in Finnish for them, please.
No, uusi päivä tietenkin yritetään parhaamme ja katsotaan kuinka.
Okay. Giovinazzi, how are you doing?
Good, you?
Good to see you. Bit of a frustrating day yesterday?
Yes.
Yes. Today, that's going to be a bit of a tough one for you. But there is always an opportunity in having a bit of fun, though, isn't there, in racing?
Yeah, I think today, the strategy is only one. Have a good start, have a good first lap, and then after that we need to find out the best strategy over there. And then, with the pace we had Friday was not the best, so hopefully we can have a better pace today and gain some position.
Who do you think you're going to be racing against? At least you can have a little bit of will-to-will fun while you're out there.
Look at the Friday, Williams and Haas, we are a little bit close all together. Maybe Haas was a little bit faster, but today is another day, so we need to try our best and try to be in front of them.
Sure. A lot of Italian fans supporting you. A few words in your own language.
Sì, giornata difficile ieri, oggi sarà un'altra giornata. L'importante sarà fare un ottimo primo giro, guadagnare delle posizioni, poi lì ce la giocheremo sicuramente con la Williams e con la Haas e dobbiamo cercare di arrivare davanti a loro.
Romain and Kevin, Romain, you had such a great Friday. Did you find any explanation in the end for this big change? I mean, on Friday we were thinking you were going to be like top 8 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Friday was amazing, and sadly we had to change a lot of parts from Friday to Saturday due to an engine issue. And I don't know, I came back on Saturday and the car didn't feel the same, so a bit of a shame in that aspect. Friday I had a really good front end, so I could do the corner as I want, and yesterday it disappeared. So yeah, we qualified a little bit more at the back, and obviously it's not something that you like to.
Kevin, were you also impressed from the pace from the other car on Friday?
Yeah, really happy to see what was going on. We were looking good, so I mean, I couldn't really put the lap together, but I had the feeling that the car could do it. That what Romain was doing. So yeah, a bit disappointing to see qualifying performance. We knew that we would drop back, but we didn't expect to drop back that much. So we'll start from here and see what we can do. There's a lot of usually a lot of stuff happening on lap 1. So if we can take advantage of that and we can get close to the top 10, anything can happen.
But then you did manage to get everything together in qualifying, so I think you were quite pleased, even though the car, unfortunately, is not delivering too well. Do you have a start plan? So do you plan like, okay, most likely I'm going to try around the outside or inside? Are you looking at videos from the past years?
Yeah, I mean, it's there's different things that can happen. So around turn 3, if you're just alone, if you're 2, if there's 3, there's different things that you need to look out for. And think, you know, I'm starting to the inside, so most likely I'll be on the inside for turn 1, and then, you know, you can be around on the outside in turn 2, and you'll then be inside turn 3. You need to plan a little bit, but you also need to be just awake and ready to change.
Romain, you can still be hopeful today because you can try so many different things on strategy. Are you going to go into the race taking some risks on that front?
Yeah, I think so. That's what we've been doing for a few races now, and it's been working sometime in our advantage. So I think yesterday we're going to try something maybe a bit different and see what it brings us, because obviously on a normal race, you know, here overtaking and so on, there's no real big chances. So let's hope the pace from Friday comes back and then the strategy works.
Kevin, the top teams are unlikely to put on the hard tire. They might try one stop at soft medium. Are you guys maybe going to give it a go and still consider the hard tire for the race?
I don't think the hard tire is really an option. It's too slow, and the balance was very, very bad on Friday when we tried it. So I don't think many people will go for that. Doubt even the top teams will go for it, but yeah, who knows? I mean, for us it's going to be a difficult one. To do a one stop, it takes a long stint on the soft tire if you're going to do it, but that's the people will try, and the ones who succeed, I think, will have a good race.
Thank you very much. Romain, quelque chose dans ton langage de français?
Oui, bah, on a eu un vendredi exceptionnel avec une 5e et une 6e place sur les essais libres. Et puis hier, malheureusement, la voiture n'a pas répondu de la même façon, donc on a un petit peu tombé dans l'ordre dans la qualification. Maintenant, on espère aujourd'hui que la voiture sera à nouveau bonne et qu'on puisse utiliser peut-être une stratégie un petit peu différente pour revenir aux avant-postes.
Kevin, something in Danish, please?
Ja, skal prøve at få en god start, og så en god første omgang igen. Vores pace så okay ud i fredags, så forhåbentlig, hvis vi kan hente nogle placeringer i starten, så kan vi presse det midterste af feltet og prøve at få en et-stopper hjem, og så skal det nok blive godt.
Thank you very much.
I'm now down at Williams, George Russell, Nicholas Latifi. Have you learnt your French yet, by the way? Have you learnt French yet?
A little bit, since we last spoke, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, anyway. Right, 19th on the grid, going to be a bit of a hot day. What are you expecting? So you're going to be battling this man next year for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very hot race, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, I think we've struggled to get the tyres working, and you know.
There's always something from this lot, isn't
Making sure the tyres are ready, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I hope you're not using those, they look a bit ropey.
It's the special strategy for the race specifically today with the hot conditions. It's how we get the tyre prep in the right window, no?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been definitely struggling with the heat this weekend. I think a lot of teams have been. It'll definitely make the race exciting for sure. Maybe, you know, most likely going to be a two-stop for everyone, so adds a bit more, let's say, excitement into it.
Give us an idea what the track is like to drive, because you've obviously done your F2 bit, but an F1, total different story. What is it like to drive around here in Barcelona? How easy is it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is the track that most of our drivers have the most track time on. So whether you're driving in any category, you kind of just get up on the pace straight away. It's obviously just way quicker, a lot more G's. Turn 3 is a real net killer in F1. But yeah, I really think the tire management, especially, you know, the track surface is so rough, and with the heat today, it's going to be crucial for the race.
Great, thanks, Nicholas. George, obviously your mechanics there, trying to be a little bit funny, didn't really work out. But at the end of the day, they're going to do a good job for you, hopefully today.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. They're generally pretty good in the pit stops. All of that practicing must be coming in handy. So
I don't know about that was awful to me.
Yeah, it did a little bit, didn't it? So it should be a tricky day. It's going to be pretty roasting out there. So even standing here now, it's pretty warm. So we'll see what it brings.
Yeah, but that's the challenge, isn't it, of Formula One, but especially here in Barcelona, like Nicholas was saying, the neck is very, very high. But these cars are just so good to drive around a track like this. So even with your position of 18th, still going to have a lot of fun today, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I think it depends on how our pace is. If we're just going backwards, even though there's not far to go, it won't be as fun. But if we're competitive, I think the tyres are going to be really tricky, so strategy might be a bit out there. I'm sure some people are going to be quite aggressive on the strategy side, which should hopefully leave it open if you do a good job on that side. So we'll be there ready to pounce.
Yeah, but it's lovely you're going to be racing against your teammate. You've got the two alphas around you as well, so at least there is a chance of having a bit of fun today.
Yeah,
anyway.
Definitely. I think we're in the fight, and like last year, the pace isn't quite as good this weekend as it has been this year. So nevertheless, I'll be going out there to give it everything I've got.
Great, have some fun.
Nice one.